Hi, I'm Annie. This is Books with Annie. Thank you for joining me for today's video. We're going to be doing my June TBR. I have not been reading very much this year, and I feel like I'm kind of in the mood to read now. I don't know. Basically, what's been happening is I've been in the biggest slump of my life, and I think I'm going to be talking about this a lot for the next few videos. But I don't know what it is. Something's been going on with my brain. And yeah, I have been seeing everybody loving the off-campus TV series, so I reread The Deal, of course. And that was a great choice. I loved my reread and immediately started the next book. So I'm not saying that my reading slump has been cured, but my interest in picking up other books, I guess, has been fixed. So what we're gonna do is my spinner wheel is going to pick the prompts that we're going to choose our books for. It's hard because like I know that I'm not gonna read 13 books. I can barely read 6 books in a month this year. But I kind of want to go back to what I did last year and pick 13 just so I have options. I like having options. Plus, there's a lot of stuff that I have to get done. So we're gonna start by picking 6, and then I can do like my hopefuls list, if that makes sense. So basically, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna whip out my handy dandy notebook. It's actually my phone. And we're gonna do the spinner wheel. I hate screen recording because it never works for me for some reason, and we're just gonna get right into it. Also, I'm wearing my book earrings and my Baby Hates t-shirt, and I'm just, hoping and praying that eventually we get Daisy Hates 3, but that's beside the point. So there are a few, I'm not sure if you can tell, but there are a few that I've like unclicked because I don't know why I haven't been doing that all year, but I just remembered to last month. So let's go right in and see what we get for number 1. Forced Proximity. Love it. Okay. So I actually just talked about a few forced proximity books in my summer TBR. So I kind of want to pick one off of there. Let me get some options. So pretty much all of the options that I picked off are from my summer TBR, or they're from my 26 in 2026. So let's go through those. So right off the bat, we have Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. We're following 2 authors who are trying to interview the same person to write her biography, basically. And it's forced proximity because they both have to spend time with this lady to get to know her and write their own stories about her. So this is a great option. Then we have The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. This is a story about grief. It's a story about finding yourself after an immense loss, but it's also a love story. And it's silly, quirky, funny. It is YA, but I have already started it, but that was like last summer, so I don't know. And then Darling Daffodil Farm by, that was my cat, by Brittany Nicole. This is forced proximity. So basically somebody's coming back to her small town after her father passes away, and she didn't know that somebody was living in her room, basically. So I think it's gonna be their romance, and that just sounds kind of fun. It is set in spring, so I'm kind of interested in reading it in June just because the transition from spring to summer is now, so I feel like that could be a good option. Yes, ma'am. You can hear my cat in the background. I'm so sorry. She's dramatic. And then we have You with a View by Jessica Joyce. This is a road trip romance, so I do feel like it fits the prompt pretty well. Maybe. And then last but not least, we have The Neighbor Favor by Christina Forrest. This is about neighbors who have been talking online but don't know that they're each other, know that they're messaging their neighbor. So I feel like all of these fit the prompt really, really well, but I feel like nothing beats a road trip for forced proximity, so I think this is what I'm gonna have to go with. Okay, so first book is going to be You with a View by Jessica Joyce. This is about two former high school enemies getting together on a road trip for their grandparents, and I'm very intrigued by that plot. I like former enemies to lovers. I guess you could call it second chance. I like forced proximity, so I'm very interested to see how this one goes for me. Next, let's see what we get. Nope, not that one. There we go. Trope spin. I never made a trope spin, or I never made a trope wheel, so I'm just getting rid of that one altogether. My cat has the zoomies now. That's awesome. Blue cover. Okay. Stop it right now. I have to put 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. Okay, so you might be like, that's not really a blue cover. Yes it is. Yes it is. That is blue, and this is blue. This is blue. This is blue. It's blue. And you cannot convince me otherwise. I'm reading 7 Days in June. So I'm sure you've heard of this book by now because it's been around for 5 years and it's been on my TBR for 5 years. It's been on my physical TBR for less than a year, but I'm very, very excited to get to this book. I cannot wait. I'm so glad that I was able to get it on this TBR. This is about two people. Actually, I'll read the little snippet at the top. 7 days to fall in love, 15 years to forget, and 7 days to get it all back again. I'm so excited. I can't wait. And it's about single mom. Okay, I'm so happy. All right. See, and it's things like this where I'm getting so excited, so I know that I'm in a better place bookish wise, in like creation wise, like just everything. So yeah, let's get to the next one. Current favorite genre. Okay, well that's easy. My favorite genre is either romance. It's romance. Just plain and simple. Here's my dilemma. Romance is such a broad thing, right? Okay. I have so many options. Most of my TBR is romance. I could either go with my reread of The Mistake, which I've already started. I'm going to be reading anyway. Or I could do something off of my summer TBR, 26 and 2026. And see, this is where I'm debating. What do I have going on this month? That's a good question. I'm gonna do Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. This is the third and I think final book in the, what is it called? But I don't know very much about this book at all. I just know that it's the third book in the like Part of Your World series. The back says 4 dates, a kiss, and a breakup. That's all it will take to find their soulmate. Oh, this is the one where every time they get together with someone, the moment they break up, the next person they meet is their like soulmate, and they find they find each other and do like fake date. Oh my god, I'm so excited for this book. I'm so excited. Okay, I can't wait to get to this. I love fake dating. I love silly, goofy premises like this, and I think it's gonna be so fun. I can't wait. How many times can I say I can't wait? I can't wait. I think this is gonna be really, really fun and super like heartwarming, but also I know that Abby Jimenez does a really good job of finding these difficult topics and writing really, really sweet stories around them. So I'm very interested to see how the ones in this book are handled. Alrighty. Even page number. So basically, I'm just gonna pick a bunch of books that I'm really excited about and see which ones have even page numbers, end in even page numbers. What do I want to read? Okay, I have 4 options. I hope that I find something in here that ends in an even page number. Okay, so first off we have Stone Maidens by Lloyd Devereaux Richards. This is a serial killer book. Let's see. It's like serial killer FBI. Okay, that one doesn't work. And then we have Fable by Adrienne Young, a YA pirate fantasy. 353, so that doesn't work. That'd be really funny if none of these options. Okay, Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. This is a book set in 1974. I think it's over the span of a long period, but I think it starts in 1974, but it's about female friendship. And I really want to read this summer, but I might not get to it. No. 479. And then Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas. 360. Okay. I am so excited to read this. This is it's like a prequel novel to The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. That book is so, so good. If you have not read it, please do. It's so important. I cannot wait to read more about Star's father. He has such a unique perspective for her situation, and he has some very insightful things to say. He has an interesting outlook on life because of his upbringing, his challenges as a younger man, and we get to read about it in this book. So I'm very interested and very excited. Number 5. Okay, that's a long one and I don't know if it focused. Steal a book from someone's monthly TBR. Okay, I literally just watched one earlier. I watched Olivia Brown's one. Let me see if there's anything on her TBR that I want to read. Actually, you know what? I know that there is, so this is gonna be really fun. Like Olivia, I am rereading the ACOTAR series and as you can see, and I'll put it on the screen obviously, she got A Court of Wings and Ruin, which just happens to be the book that I'm currently on, so I'll be right back. A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. I was not expecting this to get put on this TBR, and I am so, so, so thankful. Yeah, she said something in her video too. If you haven't watched her video, you should go watch it. It's her June TBR. It's spectacular. She's spectacular. Basically, rereading these books has just reminded me how much I forget when I read books. So like the first time I read these books, I was like, these are amazing. I love them. 5 stars. And I'm still having those feelings, but I'm picking up on more. So like when this would have been a 5-star, I think now it would have been a 6-star, but I don't know that because I need to reread it. But that's how the first and second books have kind of felt for me. I'm just like, I'm picking up on more. I'm understanding more of the world, how things operate, how these characters are as people. And it's making me really, really happy that I get to reread these books. So this is the third book in the ACOTAR series, and I am trying to reread these, then reread the first two books of Crescent City, read the third book in Crescent City, and then get to the sixth book in the series. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I am so excited to get back into this world, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Okay, if you don't know what ACOTAR is, what have you been doing? But it is a series about a girl named Feyre, and she, I don't even know how to explain ACOTAR. Basically, she is sent to live in the Fey realm, and she has to go through trials, and she falls in love, and it is just such a fun story. And that's a terrible explanation of what this series is, but it's about so much more. And you really get to see her family dynamics, her friendships that she builds, and the world building that Sarah J Maas does is just incredible. One more of the spins before we do everything else that we're gonna do. So, let's see. Single parent. Okay, I love single parents, so that's exciting. Okay, I am sure that I have plenty of other options, but I don't really care. I want to read Wildcard by Elsie Silver. I think it's finally time. Her newest release just came out, and I really want to finish this series before I start her next one, and I'm very excited for this one. It is age gap, single dad, it's ex-boyfriend's father. I am so excited for this. I love Elsie Silver. She has written some of my favorite books. So next up, I need to unwrap a book for my self-destructing TBR, and I want to go with one of the two hardback options because one is really going to be good for the fall and one is really going to be good for the summer, and I just want to have it. I want it to be the one for summer. So I'm gonna see if I can figure out which one is which, and I really doubt it. I really don't think I'll be able to. I can't feel the pages. And one of them has deckled edges, so I'm like, I know that I think it's this one. We're gonna go with this one. I hope I'm right. If I'm not, it's fine. Like, I'm so far behind on my self-destructing TBR that I'm just... Yeah, I was right. Okay, perfect. This is a book called Sweet Bitter by Stephanie Danler. I have talked about this book so many times in my videos and never gotten around to reading it. So let me tell you what it's about. So we are following a messy 20-something in New York who's in the service industry. And I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you've been around long enough to know this. I used to be a very messy 20-something in the service industry. So I feel like this is gonna resonate for me, and I think it's just like a growth journey, and it's set in 2006, it's set in summer, and yeah, I'm very interested to see how I relate to this and how our main character grows, if she grows. It is lit fic, and I've seen every single person that I've seen read this book loves it, but I don't know if our tastes necessarily are the same. So, and I'm just very intrigued by what this is going to be. So that is another book. So that's 7 books. And you're probably like, Annie, if you haven't been reading very much, just stop. It's okay. And you would be right, but I'm not going to because I just can't. So we're gonna keep going. So my main things, let me get my planner. Hi. Okay. Okay. So I have a few things that I need to make sure that I get on the TBR, kind of, even if it's just fake, because, you know, we're not gonna read 13 books, but we're gonna make it 13 books before we're done. So I am going to add these 3 books. So we have Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young, The Catch by Amy Leah, and The Charlie Method by Elle Kennedy. All 3 of these books are going to be in a vlog. Because I'm gonna vlog. So that is another, that's 10 right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. Okay. Then there are a few books that have just been on my mind. I'm gonna get those 3. And then the 3 that I've been really wanting to get to are Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider, Dissertation of a Murder by Jo Murray. Murray. Doesn't sound like a real word. And then Fated Throne by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. I don't know who I think I am wanting to put this on a TBR, but here we are. Okay, so yeah, I get that that's a lot of books, and I get that I'm not gonna get to all of them, and that might bother some people, but for me, my TBR has never been and will never be something that I have to read. I'm not a big fan of being limited to a certain number of books. So like, while there's 13 books on my TBR or my pile of possibilities, whatever you want to call it, I have a bunch of books on my shelves behind me that I have not read. And there's a lot of things that I might decide, oh, that sounds good right now in this very moment, I need to read it. So you never know. You really just never know what I'm gonna do, and that's okay. Sometimes that's how I like it. And if you would like to see the stack, stick around 1 second. I'm gonna get it, but it is a lot, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to hold all of it. Actually, you know what? No, I know I'm not gonna be able to hold all of this, but it's right here. Yep, it's a lot. Now that I've talked your ear off and chosen a bunch of books that I might not read, but it was fun filming and hopefully it was fun watching, please like this video if you liked it. Leave a comment down below and tell me what you are wanting to get to this June. Have you read any of the books that are on my June TBR? And if you did you like them? Did you hate them? Should I not read them? Should I read them? Just tell me. And subscribe if you'd like to see more content from me. I'd love to have you here. Bye.